and people who eat when they get ready to record.
What?
Hi, and welcome back to another reaction video, where this time we'll be reacting to the 10 longest prison sentences given out to bad, naughty people and people who eat when they get ready to record.
What?
That was the worst sleight of hand ever, sir. Penn and Teller would be mortified. How you doing today, V? How you
bad,
doing,
man.
buddy?
How are you?
I'm like fat-faced, cold-faced.
Yeah,
white
there's a difference.
face. I
eh?
know. I thought it was a good idea, and now I'm looking at my face, and I'm like, why did I do this?
I don't know.
It felt so awkward because I went to the store earlier and I put a mask on, and that just felt weird. It was like there's just like no cushion anymore to keep it up. Happens. Happens. Ready to jump right into this? The 10 longest prisons. That was the electrical chair.
10 long prison sentences by this individual. Also, before we get started, I just want to tell you what kind of ice cream I have. 'Cause I know you have this thing about, like, I eat weird stuff.
Oh, he was eating yogurt on ice cream the other day. It was so weird.
I have chocolate ice cream.
Okay.
With with cereal on it. And vanilla yogurt.
You going for like a parfait or something there? Like, you're just.
Looks like doo-doo.
We want wrongdoers to get their just desserts.
Damn right we do.
The quest for justice results in a bizarrely long prison sentence. Sometimes, these punishments are handed down to ensure the criminal can never be considered for a parole or early release. But those are obstacles that cannot always be avoided. Moreover, even in that light, you might find the world's longest prison sentences to be a little extreme. The United States has more people incarcerated than any other country on Earth. That includes China, which has 4 times the population of the US and its own reputation for being heavy-handed with criminal prosecution. Yet the world's longest prison sentence was handed down not in the US, but in Thailand. In 1989, Chamoy Phipyaso was given a whopping 141,078 years for corporate fraud.
Why didn't you just say life?
Right, like that's what I don't understand about these ginormous sentences. Like I've seen a few of these videos before. I've never seen this one, but 141,078 years. I'm not even gonna make 79 of those. And looking at her, yeah, she ain't gonna make 79 of those. So I mean, like, why not just say life without a chance of parole? Why do you have to make almost 150,000 years that no one's ever gonna live? I just don't understand.
This white-collar criminal defrauded 16,000 people in a pyramid scheme, which netted her over $2 million. In Spain, a single
That's it, 200 million.
can only.
I said, yeah, for one, and two, really, that warrants 141,000 years of prison time. I understood you frauded, but like, pay back. 25 years in jail, you know.
Carry a 40-year sentence. However, if you happen to murder 192 people, it adds up rather quickly. In 2007, Otman El-Gnawi and Jamal Zawgam were given almost 43,000 years apiece for participating in the Madrid train bombings in Spain, which killed.
So, a bombing killing mass people was only 86,000 years between two people, but 200 million is okay.
Right.
Okay.
killed 192 people and injured 2,000. Emilio Soares tras Horas was given a slightly lesser sentence of over 34,000 years. Another 18 suspects were given lesser sentences. Many sources repeatedly describe the attacks as an Al-Qaeda operation. However, no direct connection between the bombers and the terrorist organization has ever been established. Charles Scott Robinson bears the dubious distinction of having received the longest prison sentence in the United States.
He looked like he was beat up.
An Oklahoma court tried him for sexually assaulting 6 children. Life without parole was off the table, so jurors did the next best thing and recommended 5,000 years for each assault. The court accepted the recommendation and further concluded the sentences would be served consecutively rather than concurrently. The result is a sentence of 30,000 years. Robinson does not have the possibility for parole, but his first opportunity won't happen until he's 108. In 1993,
I'm just picturing, and you're in the. Go ahead.
Okay. Like, I love that. 5,000 years with no option of parole. Even if he had a fucking option for parole, he'd never make it.
In Oklahoma, Alan Wayne McLaurin and Darren Benelford Anderson were sentenced to a total of over 6,000 years for rape, sodomy, assault, burglary, robbery, and larceny. They appealed, and the conviction was reversed. A second trial also found them guilty.
They
this
could
time,
just say
however,
life.
The jury was even more punitive.
You know what I mean?
Anderson was sentenced to over 11,000 years, and McLaurin received over 21,000 years, putting him on the top 10 list. Guess they should have kept their mouths shut.
Seriously.
On Halloween in 1976, Dudley Wayne Kaiser murdered his estranged wife, her mother, and a college student who had the bad luck of being at home when Kaiser arrived and shot all 3. The jury deliberated less than an hour before sentencing him to death. However, Alabama later ruled death sentences to be unconstitutional, and Kaiser was granted a new trial.
How is it?
He was given 10,000 years plus 2 life sentences. Despite the lengthy sentence, he qualified for a parole consideration after serving 10 years. So far, he's been denied 10 times. In 1990,
See, the problem with that last one is a life sentence is 25 years. That is a life sentence. So, he got 50,000 years? Was that the number?
I think so, yeah.
If I can... 10,000 years. Whatever the number was, plus 2 life sentences. Why the need for the 2 life sentences? Let's just add another 50 years onto it. Already 10,000, 50,000, 21,000. Like, what? I don't understand the mentality behind it. I don't understand what that achieves. I understand, just like, I don't get it.
Unless they do it. And because I know
like,
nothing
you keep the
about
body
that
in the
system.
cell? They're still serving their sentence. Skull and bone just sitting in the corner.
I think they do it to try and kill any loopholes. Because I would assume with like lawyers and stuff and anything in the court, just loopholes.
I'm sure there is
everywhere.
But if there's enough substantial evidence that you can visibly go 50,000 years in prison, do you really need to say 50,000 years? The evidence should be substantial enough to be like, nah, he did it. There ain't no way. It's a life sentence. You're never going to get out. You're there until the day you die.
6. Martin Bryant perpetrated the Port Arthur massacre in Australia, which killed 35 people and wounded another 23. He was given 35 life sentences plus 1,035 years, all without parole. His lawyer eventually revealed Bryant had been motivated by the Dunblane School massacre in the UK. That shooting killed a teacher, 1 6-year-old, and 14 5-year-olds.
Damn.
In jail, Bryant eagerly awaited updated death tolls from his own spree. No motive has been determined in either case. The Port Arthur massacre directly led to the enactment of strict gun control laws in Australia. Authorities initiated a buyback program which netted 643,000 firearms. Similar events occurred after Dunblane. In 2012, James Egan Holmes walked into a Colorado movie theater and opened fire. He also booby-trapped his apartment with improvised
I think I've heard this one
explosives.
before.
Unlike most people on this list, Holmes had almost no record of criminal activity before the shooting. His mental state was repeatedly called into question, and for a time, he was ruled incompetent to stand trial. He pled not guilty by reason of insanity, but was found guilty of 24 counts of murder, 140 counts of attempted murder, and 1 count of possessing an explosive device. The prosecution asked for a death sentence, but Holmes instead received 12 life sentences, plus an additional 3,318 years without parole.
I wonder why he's just open fired on a movie.
Godfrey of Missouri was found guilty of 35 counts of forcible sodomy. Despite pleading guilty, he received a life sentence for each count. The crimes occurred in the 1990s with a boy and a girl, one of which was his stepson. The crimes were not revealed until the victims came forward as adults. Bobby Joe Long began as a serial rapist. He actively looked for opportunities to get inside homes, such as for sale signs and classified ads looking for repairmen. If he found a woman home alone, he would rape them. Eventually, he escalated to murder, and he changed his MO. Now, he primarily lured prostitutes and strippers into his car, where he raped them and then either slashed their throats, bludgeoned them, or strangled them. In 1984, he was found guilty for the rape and murder of 9 women and received 26 life sentences, most of them consecutively, as well as a death sentence. He continues to sit on death row. Long is suspected of raping over 50 women, and Long himself implied there may be many more murder victims. Rounding out our top 10 is David Hall. Found guilty of 55 counts of possession of child pornography, he was given the maximum sentence, 15 years for each count, for a total of 825 years. Hall was discovered after sharing images online through an account connected to his email address. For more top lists just like this, be sure to leave a like and
That video was something else.
Facts. If you guys enjoyed that video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments down below. I always take recommendations for videos to react to. I know what to say here. My went blank.
I know what to say. I know what to say. You ready?
I'm always ready.
That video was fucked. Pencils for everybody. Okay.
It's imaginary.
Make sure you guys subscribe. Some graffiti on it. When you're done your masterpiece, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Let us know in the comments down below if there's a video you want us to react to, like that had suggested. You guys all ready? This is Project Returns. My name is V.
My name is Ed.
And RSS.
I wanted to record more shit.